Action.
Action. All right, state your name and what you do.
RayMonTana, I'm an artist, writer, composer. I perform, I entertain, and I write music.
Tell me about yourself as a person.
About myself, I'm young, fun, chill, laid back. You know, I get along with everybody. I'm a cool person, very humble. Believe a lot in God, but don't go to church. Single.
All right. So, what got you started in your business?
Music business, the whole thing with me was, I was at the time, I was just hanging out with a bunch of friends. I was living out in the streets, and, you know, just being with a bunch of my boys. Actually, one of my friends had a studio in his basement. I used to just go there and kick it and joke around and chill out and hang out with them. And a couple of times, you know, just getting into the vibe, you know, they would tell me, yo, Ray, man, you should rap, man, you got the look, you know. And I used to always bring a couple of my girlfriends by, like a whole bunch of girls that I hang out with. It was like, yo, you always with the girls, you know, you always got, you know, you got the look and you should do something, you should try it. A couple of my boys always tell me. So one day I was just trying it out, I was playing with it, and a couple of days after I'm playing with it again. And on the weekend I came over with a couple of girls and I'm playing with it more, and the girls were pretty much like, yo, Ray, you're good, you know, you should actually do this, you know. And I was just freestyling, just playing around. But then after a while, you know, going back and forth, hanging out with my boys, they were all into it. I wasn't too much into it. And from that point, it was just like, it grew into the fad of me going over there, hanging out, doing freestyle and bullshit. And then it came to a point where I was bringing more different girls by. All my girlfriends, I hang out with a lot of girls. And they all gave me the same thing, the same info. Yo, Ray, you nice, you know, you should do this. You should make songs about girls and do what you do. And after a while, it's stuck in my head. Like, you know, so many people telling you the same thing, you know. And me, I just love to party and have fun with it. So it wasn't, I was like, I didn't grow up and say, I'm doing this since 5 years old. No, I've been doing this like 3 or 4 years. You know, I got so good at it quick because I just, you know, the gift of gab and just being so dedicated to it, you know. When I put my mind into something, I'm going full steam ahead. So then, you know, after that, you know, I started taking it real serious. I went from freestyling to writing songs, you know, and then coming around the studio and laying it down, 1 or 2 tracks, and it sounded good, and me just not even really paying attention to the thing that bugged out my boy was I would write a song and really memorize it so quick that when I'm in the booth, you just throw on the beat and I just go. And then whatever things I didn't have on the paper, I just fill it in off the top of my head. It just flowed like that for a while, so I just started taking it real serious. You know, and from that point on, it just built up. And then, you know, I said to myself, wow, it's like either, you know, I think it's my calling, you know, to do it. You know, either I'm gonna do what I was doing then, which is not that great of a thing to broadcast, but, or, you know, do the whole music thing. And from there, it started catching on, and I was like, damn, you know, I am actually good. You know, listening to myself, and even today, like I critique all my stuff. Like I can't listen to my own music because I say like, well, I could have did so much better. I could have did this and that. So it's kind of like hard, but at the end of the day, once I did it, I caught on to it, and I was like, wow, this is something I really like to do. You know, I like to make people feel good, you know, around me, make people feel happy. And listening to my music, I noticed people in the studio and friends of mine that would come over, like, wow, like, yo, man, you good, you know. So from that point on, I just kept on going. And then I asked some different people that I didn't know, yo, come in and listen to this. You know, what do you think about this guy that's singing? Yo, it sounds hot. Who is that? Like, yo, that's me. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like that hit it on a stamp too. Like, this guy is actually, you know, people that I didn't know liking my music. You know, so it pretty much from that point on, I just was going. But it pretty much started in the basement of the friend's house, just hanging out and just feeling the vibe. You know.
So do you have any inspirations?
Inspirations? As of right now, to be inspired with anything like inspirations, like who inspires me to do more and keep going? People that look up to me and inspired by me, like my nephews and my nieces, like, you know, my close friends and family, they keep me going. You know, I wouldn't say like an artist per se, you know, like anything on the radio now, it's 2011, it's a bunch of crap, so nothing inspires me like, oh, I want to be like him. No, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not interested in anything that's on the radio right now. Pretty much. I listen to a lot of different songs and stuff like that, a lot of different artists. I'm not hating on nothing, but nothing inspires me like, okay, I want to be just like him. I was never that dude. I was always a leader, not a follower. I always wanted to do my own thing, and, you know, that's why my music, for instance, like I just always like club and dance vibe, upbeat, up-tempo music. I love to keep people in motion and dancing, you know. Even though I wrote serious songs in the past, I like to do the whole you know, up-tempo stuff where people are like dancing rather than just regular mind-blowing life stuff, you know. But then I get those street dudes that say, yo, Ray, you got that hood style, you know, why don't you do that too? So, you know, I'll play around with it, but as far as inspiration, I can't point the finger at nobody. Big Pun was kind of, you know, cool. When I first started working with Fat Joe, those dudes was like kind of people that I used to look up to, like, wow, just seeing Latin people actually doing something and making a stamp in the game was kind of cool. But other than that, nobody now that I can point the finger and say, oh, I want to be like him or like him.
So, what would be your style? Do you have a style?
I would say I'll do most like club dance music, up-tempo, upbeat. You know, I wouldn't say, like, I hate to be called a rapper because I don't think I rap on any of my songs. But, you know, as far as like hip-hop, pop, that genre, dance music, club, I fit into those. You know, a little here, a little there. But it's like I just do good vibe music, you know, something to take your mind off of the norm and get you into that party relax mode, you know. If you stressed out and you depressed, listen to my music and you'll want to dance and chill.
Alright. So, what have you learned in this industry?
Oh man, that to keep your friends close. You know, the closer people that are around you, keep them close and don't fall into it too hard because, you know, reality could set in quick. Like I've learned, thank God, I've learned a lot from other people's mistakes. You know, seeing how they act. Like I was around West Coast artists that, you know, sold multi-platinum records being out in California, seeing how cocky they was and how they acted around people, and me playing the background, looking at them and seeing how they move was really like showing me like that's what you're not supposed to do. And then hanging out with multi-millionaires buying $10 million houses and 12 cars and seeing them by themselves, I'm looking at them like, damn, that's not what I want to be either. I mean, so I'm glad, like I learned a lot from being in California money-wise and how to treat people, like just being behind the scenes and seeing how other people are that are in the industry, just watching them. So it's like I could definitely say I learned a lot of the bad, you know, minus the good because I'm a good-hearted person. I'm cool, you know. I just want to learn like what not to do, you know. And I actually wasn't trying to learn it; it just came about. Like I just focused on it and seeing like how people were moving and how things were moving out there, and I was just like, wow, like that ain't cool. And then people coming to me like telling me, you know, Ray, you shouldn't be like that dude. He's an asshole, whatever. You know, don't even hang out with him. You know, so there's a lot of people that look at stuff like that and look at you as a person. So it's always good to have real people around you that keep you grounded, keep you focused, and that where you could just be yourself and just be chill and don't get caught up in the bullshit. Because a lot of people get caught up in it and they change. Money changes a lot of people. Me, a lot of people thought that the fame, me having so much fame in a short period of time would change me. Yeah, it did change me a little bit. I started to realize who was real around me and who wasn't real. You know, and that's why I do take these trips to New York to sit back a little bit before the big thing pops off, so that I could just say, you know what, you know, I can evaluate my situation and say, okay, you know, I've seen this happen, I've seen that happen, you know, what I could fix, what I need to improve, you know, and just go and just be humble, you know what I mean, be at peace, be positive. I'm always thinking positive. I'm not a negative person. I don't like negativity around me, you know. And it's just learning day by day. I keep a lot of faith in God. I just tell him to guide me. You know, other than that, I'm chill, laid back, cool. I mean, I'm always the guy, the life of the party. Always been cool with everybody, kicking jokes. You know, like you see me earlier, like, yo, who are you looking for? I'm looking for a tall black guy with a hat. Like, I mean, I don't care. Like, I'm bugging out. I mean, I'm fun with it, though. I mean, I don't take shit too serious. Even though, like, I have been around real drug dealing dudes, real killers, real dudes that'll take your life. That shit, I mean, those are just friends of mine. Just because I associate with them, I'm not those type of people, you know. But those people like me and they respect me because I am real. I mean, I don't bullshit nobody. I'm a cool ass dude. You know what I mean? So it comes into play like, you know, if anything would ever happen to me, it'd be a problem for everybody else. But you know, other than that, I'm cool. I'm laid back. I'm not trying to live like that. You know.
So, what kind of setbacks have you had?
Setbacks? Probably like right now. Money-wise, just money, like that's the only setback, like being so independent and putting everything that you earn back into investing in yourself and just not making enough in return, you know, making a G here, a G here, a G there, you know, that's cool and all, but you know, right now I'm focused on the millions, and they always say your first million is the hardest to make, you know, but in my business, you know, I'm doing a lot of different things, but my main setback was probably either not having the money at certain times, you know, having to find investors to invest in me because being out on the street, not having a family supporting me, not having a mom and a dad, you know, and being so young and having to learn at the same time that I'm progressing. And it's kind of hard because if you don't stop and take a step back and learn, you'll move so fast and you forget shit. Your mind won't settle in at times. You know, you'll sit there and you'll read something or learn something and you won't think about it so much. Me, I thank God that I have the ability to just sit there and soak it all in. Not to just keep on moving and keep on moving. Like a lot of people get in this business and they keep on moving so fast, they forget people around them, they forget, you know, a lot of stuff that's important. You know, they forget to read and learn on their own, you know, and then they don't have consultants. Like me, I have a lot of people that I consult with too. So it's like if I'm missing something on the contract, my boy's gonna let me know he's been there before. Let him look over it, and I have somebody else. So, but as far as like setbacks, being single for 4 years, I haven't had a girlfriend. Like that's how focused my mind is. You know, my mind is just so focused, you know, on my career and on my goals. That would be a setback. My love life sucks. You know, money comes, money goes. I'm living life, blowing money fast. Other than that, you know, setbacks.
So you usually perform live?
Yeah, perform live. Everything is live. You know, obviously I charge people. I've been overseas. You know, I've been to Dubai. Right now I'm supposed to go to Australia again, so it's like I've been around a couple of spots, a couple of states and all that. So that's a good vibe. Right now, me, I'm laid back. I'm more focused on what's generating the big six-figure income as an independent artist, and that's me composing and writing music for the people, or getting my music that I already have into films, major motion pictures, TV ads, TV commercials. You know, that kind of deal. Excuse me, that kind of deal. So that's where my main focus is right now, is where that kind of money is. And also it's not even really about the money in that department, it's all about the connections and growing my portfolio and getting my catalog, up to date, up to where I want it to be.
So you would think you would rather work for companies like the films and commercials and stuff, or go out live perform for clubs?
Both. I want to do both, because it's fun. It's just all in the same. Like for me, it's just, you know, learning different sides of the industry is good for growth. Like when I'm not on stage 10 years from now, I can still have my music placed in TV commercials or in movies and stuff like that. And that's all royalties. You know, that's all to better me for the future. You know, that's all something to live off of. But it's also, you know, just to grow my catalog. I like both. Anything that has to do with entertainment or music, I love. You know, whether it's performing live on stage, even being casted in movies and all that stuff, the modeling thing, like, you know, it's just all in the same to me. You know, I just like to be out there more. I'm just the people person, I guess, you know.
Okay, let's see. Do you have anything coming up now?
Coming up right now, I'm working on just composing music for major motion pictures and TV commercials and all that. And I actually was in the middle of finding out on my own how to go about the route of who to give my music to. And I actually got into the whole watching TV a lot. I don't even watch TV like that, but just watching, like if you see different commercials and different TV shows and just seeing the music that they're playing while the show is going and just looking at it and saying to myself, wow, that could be me. That could be my music playing. And just researching that show at the time. And right now, I just researched the New York Inc., LA Inc., and Miami Inc. TV show on Spike TV about a couple of weeks ago. And I got in contact with them to throw my music in the new New York Inc. show that they're doing with the tattoos. And the lady was like, oh, you know what, we're pretty much wrapped up for that show, but we do have a new show coming out called Ink Masters. And she got into my whole story and liked my music and everything and asked me to actually be a cast member on the show. She asked me, so I was like, oh, that'd be cool. I was like, still have my music in the show too, or just, you know, be a part of the show? She's like, no, basically, well, you're being highly considered right now to be a cast member on the show, and I like your whole story, so I want to keep you in the loop with things with the whole, how the show is being developed. And it's on Spike TV, which is a major network, so that should be cool. That I have, and then, you know, setting up interviews and basically being out in New York. Just right now, just chilling with family, real friends, you know, taking a sit back and seeing what I got doing. But other than that, still online, still signing contracts. I've done already, I would say, 7 contracts in the last three and a half weeks to just have my music into licensing companies. And those are the companies that go ahead and put your music in films and major motion pictures, TV commercials, even video games. So it's like, that's what I'm focused on right now. That side of it, and then also, you know, the thing with Spike TV. I'm crossing my fingers hoping I close that deal and be on TV, and that'll work, you know.
Very nice. All right. Have you ever collaborated with another person?
Golden Child, Mark Vinton, you know, Golden Child's a reggae artist. He's also wrote songs for a lot of artists like Shaggy, Sean, I think it's Shaggy, Elephant Man, Sean Paul. Like he's wrote a lot, like ghostwriters a lot. But other than that, like big major dudes, no. I had a couple of chances, but I blew them off because I felt at the time I didn't want to go that route of, oh, he's just the dude that's under his wing, and you know. So I just pretty much wanted to stamp in the game by myself. You know, I want to put my own foot in the door. And even though it's harder that way, you know, I don't want to be the person that say, oh yeah, that's the dude that got put on from so and so. No, I want to know that all my hard work paid off because I put it in, and I get the brief from myself. It's pretty cool. But other than that, I'm not too big on collabs.
So in the future, would you, after you get your foot in the door, would you collaborate with another person?
Yeah, of course. Whoever's open. I definitely do a song with Lady Gaga. Yeah. That's like my whole. That's like because I have yet to see her do a song with a hip hop artist. Like really, don't take my ID either. But other than that, yeah, I'll probably do a song with her. That'll be hot. Katy Perry, like do a song with like female artists. That'll be dope. None of the male dudes, interest me. Like in my type of music. But as far as like dance music goes, Kesha, like a lot of different female artists that I like. That'll definitely be cool to do a song with. I'm a ladies man. I'm not trying to do a song with Rick Ross. Even though that'd be cool too. I mean, Rick Ross is famous, but other than that, nah.
All right. You have anything else to add?
Stay focused. That's it. Stay focused on one thing. If you're gonna do it, don't do it because 50 Cent has a $14 million house in Connecticut. Do it because you want to do it. Because this is what you was put here for. Like a lot of people, they get it mixed up. Like they're not doing it for the right reasons. You know, I came into I didn't wake up one day and say, oh, I want to be a rapper. No, it came about, regularly, and then progression, pays off. I would just say to anybody who's inspired by my story or by myself, just to keep on going, give it 100%, give it what you want out of it, or don't give it nothing at all. If somebody right now, to be honest with you, wants to be in my position and start from the ground on up, that's the best way to go. Don't be yourself too. Don't try to be anybody else. I'm my own dude. I don't copy off nobody else's tunes. A lot of people say, oh, you got this and that. Oh, you got like I got a couple of songs out of like club songs, and now Pitbull is into the whole club thing market real hard. So it's like I didn't start it because Pitbull was doing it. I've been doing it. Just you haven't heard me because you don't listen to. I'm not on the radio 24 hours. But I don't add in the Spanish either much because of the Pitbull. I'm not trying to be that dude. I'm not trying to take his position. I give all respect to him. He's doing his thing, and he came from the ground. But other than that, if I got to tell anybody to do anything right, have faith in God. That's it. Let Him guide you and pray every day. Don't pray when you have to pray, or pray when you want to pray. Pray every day. When things are happening, think positive. Positive things happen to positive people. That's it.
All right, man. Thank you for the interview.
No problem, brother, man. Always. I'm good. RayMontana.com. Indie Flava Magazine. What's up? We here.
All right, cool.
You could just press the red button, pimp.